really do this now, but what the hell. I just fancy one of these spring onions, which was just pulled up here in the greenhouse. Tell you what they taste like in a second, guys. Woo! Oh yeah, very nice. They will do very nice on my onion, with me tomatoes and my lettuce and my boiled ham. Just below the camera, I've got a load of onion buncheons sort of thing, which I've sown like around Christmas time, and they're ready for coming out. These, that was lovely. Might have one or two more of them before the end of the day. Right, so what we've been doing, well, first things first, we're going to be working on the back part of the plot today, and we've got a few jobs to do. What the intentions is, you probably noticed a few of these compost bags have disappeared here, and that's because I've been using them to plant some potatoes. Yep, that's it. Potatoes are going in today. We're doing some Penton Javelins, some Maris Pears, some Maris Piper. They're the ones that are going in today. There is a few more Spuds still to go in, but the ones we're going to put in today are them. However, before we did that, we had to clear the bed, so we could put them in all these buckets. And we had a load of dahlias and a load of lucifer in this bed, and we also had another 10 buckets of spent compost from last year's potatoes in a bit of a frame, which you'll see when we do the video. So the object is to move all the dahlias and everything to one end of the bed, so we've got room to put all this lot in. So you're going to see me doing all that. Then we hit a bit of an itch, because when we come to we took all the fencing away, and then we come to tipping the buckets, the Spuds, empty buckets of spent compost into the bed, and it turns out there were 5 buckets still had Spuds in. Now they've had no covers on them, so the elements have got to them. However, we managed to save about 25% of these potatoes. We've lost about 50% of these potatoes, and we've lost. So we've managed to save 50, and we've lost 50. So what I will do is show you me set the camera up, and I'll show you me lifting some of these buckets. So have a look at these potatoes. You're going to see some bad ones. You will see some good ones. What we will do is sort of recap at the end of that clip what we got. You see me do one or two, and then you'll see the whole lot. So you got the old picture. But yeah, we end up throwing 50% away, and then what you're going to see me doing then is cleaning all the buckets, J's fluid, give them all a good wash, blah blah blah, tidy the bed up. We have to uncover the lucifer, because the lucifer's coming up, as you'll see in the clip. And then, and only then, can we start to talk about putting the Spuds in. So all this was done a couple of days ago. Obviously this video is going to go out later anyway, but we did this all on about, I think it was the 14th, 15th, we did all these, getting the bed ready for the potatoes. So I'm going to show you all that, and then we're going to go straight into sowing the bucket, getting the buckets all in the beds, throwing all the compost, and you're going to see me doing everything, all the bits and bobs. I'll tell you how to do it, how I do it, and we'll put some labels in, we'll put water, fleece, all the old 9 yards. So you're going to see all that from when we start to clear the bed to actually sorting these three lots of different varieties of potatoes out, the new ones. So I hope you can follow that, but you will be able to follow it with the video. So here it is, a sequence of clips of what we've been doing. Well guys, today I'm going to be taking the covers off these. I'm going to move the buckets up to this end up here. I'm going to be inspecting the planters, because I've got dahlias in them buckets, and I've also got lucifer. Now the lucifer comes up before the dahlias, so I need to make sure that if they are up, to keep the cover off them, but everything else is going to be covered up. I've got to move the fencing, what you see there, The buckets, I've got to move the buckets, but all this lot has been brought down to here. Underneath that green tarp is a white tarp, so I've got to fold it all up, put it all away, and I've got to do it all with Buggerlugs there. She's just turned up, so this should be fun. But yeah, that's the job. So I'm gonna have at it. So let's crank it up. You behave yourself. So I've just recovered the dahlias up, but I've left the 2 buckets there with the lucifer in. Coming up, we'll have a closer look in them in a bit. First things first, I've got to move that fencing away, tidy up, and tip the compost, some of the compost into this bed, and get this bed ready for the next phase of what we're going to be putting in it. But yeah, right now I'm going to move the fence in. There's Buttercup over there. She keeps out of the way for most part, but she can be a pain in the backside. As long as she don't bring me any mice back while I'm doing it, I'm not bothered. Right, anyway, I'm going to move this fencing out of the way now. In there. She's messing around down the back. She can get out. Right, so we got the fencing away. I'm just going to tidy this lot up and then we'll be right back. Collecting all the bottles, and I'm going to move the canes, and then we can get some of this compost tipped out.
think I'm just tipping the compost in there, and I think we might have some spuds in some of these buckets, so I'm going to get my wheelbarrow and have a look. But what we do is tipping all the compost into this bed here and tidying the bed up. That's the plan. So right then, so looks like we're going to be having a couple of potato reveals. So I'm going to tip the buckets out into the wheelbarrow there and see what we got. I thought we took all these potatoes out, but clearly there's a few potatoes left in these buckets. How many, I don't know. But we won't find out until we have a look. So watch this space, guys. Well, guys, all right then, aren't we? Didn't realise these was in the bloody buckets. So there's the result. Thought they were all empty, these guys. Anyway, looks like we've got a few spuds here from last year. Right, I'm going to continue and get all these out. We'll see what we got at the end of it, so be right back, folks. So here we go, guys. These are the spuds, and there's some nice spuds in there. There's about £25 of spuds in there, maybe 30. In that one, it's about the same, about £25–30 of spuds, but these are ones where all the slugs have had at them. Now, if I would have known these spuds was in these 5 buckets, we've been right. I could have saved a lot more, but turns out we didn't realise. Anyway, the objective for the day was to clear this bed here of these buckets, and all I come down to do today was to just tip the compost into it. I didn't expect to find spuds in there. However, we've shifted all the fencing. The fencing's back there where it was originally, and we'll be using that again. However, here's a lucifer, and we've took the tops off these. See the lucifer coming up now? This is lucifer here, and if you look here, it's just starting to come up here as well. So I've took the covers off the lucifer, but all the dahlias have kept covered over. What we will do with the dahlias, when they start to show, we'll put fleece over them. But yeah, the bed's ready to go, so we're going to put 3 rows of spuds buckets in here. 1, 2, 3. Just behind them we're going to put the beans, which I've got to put all the canes in and all the frame up for the broad beans. I've got to wash them buckets, get them washed. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I've actually got these spuds here. I did not realise I had spuds. I mean, perfect. Just need a bit of a wash. No canker on them or anything like that. However, them ones they've been eaten by the slugs, unfortunately. You would have believed it. If I would have known they were in there, we could have saved all of them. Never mind. And I even left the covers off them, so you know, they just sit quietly in the compost until I've needed them. But yeah, we'll bag these up, and if I don't eat them, I'll give them to my neighbours. Like I say, something I wasn't expecting. There's a result. What? What you want? Busy. I'm busy. Been washing my buckets. I just got some fresh water there. I've done 10 of them here. I'm going to do another 5. I just got some clean water. I'm going to put some J's fluid, a little drop of J's fluid in it. But these are drying nicely in the sun. There's 10 of them there. And yeah, we've got the supervisor just here watching what I'm doing. I've put my little brush thing down, I don't know where I put it. So now I've got to go and find my bloody brush now, and get another 5 buckets, then we'll get them all dried up, and then St. Patrick's Day we'll get the spuds in. And where I'm going to put them, I'm going to put 15 buckets there, 5 a row. There'll be 3 rows of 5, hopefully. I'm just going to sit them on top of this compost that we tipped in. This is old spent compost, by the way. We just let it sit on the top and let the worms drag it into the ground. So next year when we come to do stuff, the potatoes are going in the bed down there what's got the garlic in. Garlic will come over here and it's like rotating different beds. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, I'm just going to get another, well, I'm just going to try and find my brush and we'll continue doing this cleaning. I think I'm going to have a cup of coffee and eat my crisp before I do anything else. Oh, bloody pain she is. She gets in there, all she wants to do is climb. What, you're not going in there? Let me in. She can smell that catnip, I'm sure she can. She's going to have to wait though until it gets bigger. Well guys, what we're doing at the moment is cleaning some buckets out for my potatoes. Now I've already done 10. I've still got 5 more to do. I've just got some clean water. This is the stuff I'm going to be putting in. A tiny bit of J's fluid. Me brush. There is a sponge in there as well. I'll swing the camera down. This is what we're doing here. So I'll just put a tiny bit of this in. Not a lot. That's it. And we're going to clean these buckets here. So that's the plan. Let's get the camera set up a little bit better. Like I say, it's a bit messy, but we've done all the other buckets. In fact, what I'm going to do now is just going to quickly dip them into this J's fluid, because we only used a tiny bit. And well, what we do, just give each bucket a bit of some J's fluid. Just sterilise the bucket. These are going to be left for a couple of days before we start doing the spuds. So anything what's in here will be cleared and we'll give them another rinse before. But yeah, we're just sterilising the buckets. So I've got quite a few more to do. So we've cleaned all these buckets. There's 15 in total, and the 30 litre buckets. We've used that J's fluid there, just a bit of drop of it, washed them all. Every one of them's all been washed in it. And what I've got here now is some fresh water. And we're just going to rinse them in it, and then we're going to leave them in the greenhouse for a couple of days. And then we're going to be putting the potatoes in buckets. Probably do it, got a couple of days until St. Patrick's Day. I will be doing them then, so you're probably going to see me doing all this in the same video. But yeah, potatoes will be going in very soon. In all these buckets here. And in the sunshine they've dried up quite well. I don't even know whether I should use it. I'm going to definitely use J. I'm going to give them a rinse because we did use a lot of J's fluid. Underneath all the rims and everywhere, all the rims have all been cleaned. Got rid of all the spiders and everything off them. Yep. You can get these, I think they're about 30 quid for 10. I think that's what I paid, 25 quid for 10. It depends where you go with these with the handles on, but they are 30 litre buckets, all these. That one's a 30 litre bucket, but it's just, I'm going to change that bucket to so they're all the same, but that one's slightly different. I just noticed that. Anyway, going to give them a dunk in there, just to give them one final rinse, and that's it. So I've rinsed all the buckets. That's what we washed them in, J's fluid. We've given them a good scrub, cleaned them all out. We've rinsed them. This is new fresh fresh water. What we've rinsed them all, these buckets in, but are in front of the wheelbarrow. They're going in the greenhouse now. I'm just going to sit there for the next day or two, and it's only a couple of days to St. Patrick's Day, so on St. Patrick's Day we're going to put the spuds in. I'll probably put the video up at the end of the week, so it'd be get them all sorted. Anyway, that's what we've done. We cleaned all the buckets. We've sorted this bed out. All that compost there is all the old compost from the potatoes. We've removed all the dailies down to the other end of the plot. We've took the covers off the lucifer because they started to come up. When we start seeing the dahlias coming up, we will take the covers off. But what we'll do is we'll pack a load of cover them over with fleece, so they should be okay. Remembering that we get frost on here until the middle of May, so you got to be careful. Come the middle of May, take them off, and if you do get a frost, they will recover. However, just taking that preventive precaution of putting a bit of fleece over them, you get much better dahlias at the end of the middle of August. So I will be protecting them, but we're going to put 3 rows of potatoes in here, and then we're going to just at this end here we're going to put a load of canes. I've got a load of broad beans, so we're going to put all the canes in, and the next job after that is that bed there. We're going to lift the cover off, add some more compost, dig it in, and we're going to be putting some shallots in there. Then it's over to the top greenhouse, and what we're doing, we're getting all the cabbages, the collies and the broccoli and everything all ready to go into that bed there. So yeah, then it's sorting the tomatoes, chilies and cucumbers. Obviously we're going to be doing a few other things as well, but what we're going to do right now, we're going to put that lot into this greenhouse here. That's where we're going. This water that we've just dipped the buckets in, it's got a bit of J's fluid in it. And what I'm going to do is tip this onto the path and this will kill. Just up near the top of the green, up there where the shed is, up there, there's a bit of moss because the sun doesn't get on that side of the shed. So I'm going to put, I'm going to tip this water on the path there, and it should kill all that bloody moss. One good thing about Jay's fluid, it does kill grass and everything. The only trouble is it sterilises everything, but we're not going to be growing anything there. But there is a bit of moss, so I'm going to tip it on anyway. Do that now. So today it's putting potatoes in the buckets day today, St Patrick's Day. Buttercup's right in the way as per usual. Just brought 3 bags of compost up. I'm going to be putting in these 30 litre buckets. I'm putting 20 litres of soil in each of them to start off with. We've got some grow more bone meal and some bloodfish and bone. I might not use the bone meal. Might just use the bloodfish and bone and the grow more. The bone meal I can use for something else. But yeah, we've got 15 buckets. I've got all my potatoes here. They've all been chitting nicely over the last few weeks. There they are. Look at them for chits. And I'll drag one out. So there we go. Perfect. Just flick them ones off at the edges and single chit, and we should get some good results from them. I'm putting 3 of these potatoes into each of the buckets. That's the plan. Anyway, I'm going to get the compost in the buckets now, and then we'll come back and I'll show you me mixing the fertilisers and what have you, and I'll show you how much I top the buckets up to. I'm not going to top them right up to the, like I say, 2/3 full. That's the idea. And when they start coming through, then we top them up until the soil reaches the top of the buckets, and by then they should be well on the way. But yeah, these are my potatoes. So, oops, put that one there, and let's get chitting. Well, let's get putting the compost in the buckets. That's the thing that I need to do. Hopefully Buttercup will keep out of the way. There she is, licking bloody water out of the pond there. Unbelievable. Right, anyway, forget about her for now. This is the job at hand. So I'm going to set all my buckets up, and then we're going to have at it, basically. Where we are at ground zero, putting the tatties in. We're doing 15 buckets to start off with, and I'm going to, rather than digging them in this year, I'm just going to sit them on the top of the beds. And now I've got them there now, they won't be like that. They'll be bunched together. Once I've put all my potatoes in, I'm just going to move them together, put some labels in, and then we're going to probably cover them over with some fleece. They don't need covering with fleece at the moment because obviously nothing's come up. However, I don't want to hang about here too much talking. I want to get stuck in. It's one of them jobs which is it's laborious. I've got like I say, I've got to cut the bags. Now I've just seen bloody Buttercups run into the greenhouse, so I've got to go and chase her out, and then we can start getting this sorted. She's a little bugger, she is. She's running there. Oi, come on. be in there, right? On your bike. You know what's going to happen next? You're going to be in and out of them bloody buckets there, aren't you? I don't know. Right, anyway, I'm gonna put the compost in the buckets. Once I've filled all the buckets with compost, then we'll come right back and then we'll show you us mixing the grow mower and the what have you together and then putting the potatoes in. What we're looking at here is some bloodfish and bone, some grow moor. I'm not going to use the bone meal because there's a bone in the bloodfish and bone. I use the bone meal for something totally different. But what we're going to do is cup it into each of these pots equally. Like I said, I've got my little measure. And what I do is put half of that into each pot. My biggest mistake is making it it's turned on. So simple. Should really use a mask and gloves, but I say we're outside. That's the grow moor. Now I'm going to put the bloodfish and bone in. Like I say, we're using about well, each bag is 2 kilograms, so we're using probably about well, I'd say about 2 ounces in each of these we're putting in, maybe a bit more. Right, let's continue. So we've put equal amounts. Well, I might have put a bit more in one than most of them, but like I say, we've got the bloodfish and bone and the grow more in the buckets now. It's a matter of mixing them all up, and then we can start putting the spuds in, give them a watering. However, today looks like we're going to have a rain anyway, so yeah, and then it's the labels then. But as you can see, take the camera off its stand. So we've got grow more, bloodfish and bone in each of these buckets. The full to 2/3 full. What we're going to do, mix it all this into the buckets, and then we can start putting the potatoes in then. Like I say, these are nice and chitted. Some nice chits on them. I'm putting 3 potatoes per bucket, and about 2 inches up off the ground. That's the plan anyway. And then what we do, bring all the buckets together, tidy up round here, then we can start thinking about putting the beans in. But first things first, let's not get carried away. We've still got the bloody potatoes to put in the buckets. So that's what we're doing. We've got the labels, some labels there to write on them, so we know what they are. And like I say, I'm going to do probably, well, actually, what I'm going to do these four there, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 3 of them, and then I'll get the other buckets later on and put them in as well. So we're going to have 20 buckets in total. But what we're going to do today are the Maris Piper, and well, when we come to them, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Helps if you turn the camera on, Mark. Oh, here we are, getting down and dirty. You can break the big lumps up as you go down as well. So these are my buckets. I say they're 2/3 full, and what we're going to do, we're going to stick 3 of these Maris pear potatoes. All I'm doing is just taking all the unwanted chits off. I'm just having a couple of chits on each. That one there, perfect. One there. and one there. So I'm doing 3 to a bucket. What I've got to do now, I've got to push this right into the bucket, got right deep, so about 2 inches off the bottom, and that's the first one. And the second, and the final one. All it needs is a label, date 17th the 3rd 2021. Leave that in there. Obviously I'll water them, and then what we need to do is when they start to come up, then we put the rest of the compost in, and these should fly away. But so we've all had a drink of water. Now I've got to punch them all together now and tidy the bed up. Oh, the joy. I'll fill my water cans up in a minute when I finish doing all, pushing them all together. Love doing this job. So there we go, we've put them all together now. I can water them. What I will do, put me beans in a moment, and tomorrow maybe. Well, I said put me beans, I put me canes in, and I reckon I can get another 5 buckets down the back of them. So yeah, so that's where we put that's where the potatoes are going. And once they start to come up, we just top them up with compost, which we got tons of. Right, just got to put some fleece over them. Not that it needs it right now, but I'm going to put some fleece over them nonetheless, and just leave them to it. Hopefully we'll get some nice potatoes in about 120, 130 days. So quick recap again: Maris Piper, Maris Pear and Penton Javelin so far. Got the Cara still to go, and there's a couple of others as well. Well, put some fleece over them. However, that is a double-edged sword, because Buttercup's like sitting on fleece, and I'm sure we're going to be finding her sat in these bloody pots before too long. She was all over them before. When she seen that fleece, she couldn't get off it. I've had to cart her. But anyway, that's it. We've got his first lot of spuds in, and St. Patrick's Day today. It's all top of the morning to you. It's all done. Now all we've got to do is stick the bean canes down here and put the bean frame up. That's the next job. So as you saw there, yeah, £25. There's about £25 of spuds there we've managed to save, but we've probably lost the same amount. They're in the compost bin, but they were too far gone. You couldn't do that with them anyway, unfortunately. But yeah, that's something I was surprised that I had them in, and that slowed the whole process of tidying the bed up. It really did. It made it drag. But yeah, we got a nice result there out of them 5 buckets. It works out about, well, we should have had about £10 a bucket, but we ended up with £5 a bucket. So you know, you can't moan at that. And yeah, you could say it was my first reveal of the year. Actually, them spuds have been in there nearly 12 months, so they've sat in them buckets for 12 months, guys, with the tops off. So you know, as long as you leave them in the ground and leave them alone, don't disturb them, you know, potatoes will sit quite nicely until you need them. Anyway, as you just saw there, we've sterilised all the buckets, and we've got these 3 varieties, Penton Javelin, Maris Pear, Maris Pear. We've got them in. We will be putting the broad beans next to them very shortly. They're in the shed ready to go out. I just got to put the frame in, make the frame, put all the canes and everything. That's the job I've got to do. That's the next video probably, along with putting the peas in gutters. The peas in gutters, you put them in the gutters, they'll be up within a week or two. So you know, within 4 weeks we'll be putting them outside. So that's another job to do. We've actually got some shallots need to go out as well. They're in the front greenhouse. So everything's starting to fly out of the greenhouses now. But there's a lot of stuff still to be potted on. We've not potted anything on yet. And some of the stuff's getting quite big, so we need to do some. So I'll probably spend a good proportion of the next video doing some of that as well. Sorting all the flowers out and all the trays. But what we do need to do is clear some space in the greenhouses, and that's all. That's the next job. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Who would have believed I got some? I'm absolutely gobsmacked. That was spuds in there. I can't for the life of me think that I would have not known that there was 5 lots of spuds in there. I probably was sidetracked with all the jobs I've been doing over the last 12 months, and yeah. Anyway, this lot of spuds are in. You've seen how I do them. Just hope Buttercup doesn't crush all the bloody tops on them before they get a chance to grow out the buckets. But we will be coming back to the buckets to top them up when they come up. So watch this space. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's the first one of many where we will be putting stuff outside. Like I say, next video got a lot to plant out, so hope you're along for the ride. Anyway, all this lot tonight is coming off my face. Apparently there was a vote in the house last night. I lost 3-1. I won't mind, I didn't even turn up. So it don't matter, you was outvoted 3-1, and the beard's got to go. My youngest daughter, the blonde one, she said, "Dad, you started to look like Rasputin." I said, "Oh, well, thanks, sweetheart." I said, "I actually like that guy." He says, "A bit of a tearaway." He says, "Yes," says, "Dad, it's got to go." And then my oldest daughter, the redhead, says, "Dad, I don't know about Rasputin. You look more like Gandalf the Grey." I said, "Oh, thanks, sweetheart. I'm good at doing magic tricks." And the missus says, "Yeah, I'll be showing you a magic trick when you come home today." Said, "Sweeney Todd's Barbers will be open. There'll be a chair waiting with all the shears, the sheep shears that she's got in there to do me.
So when she's cutting all my hair, number 2 on the sides, sort of a flat top on the top. All this is coming off. In fact, ready for this? That's my hair, guys. It's all coming off in a bit. Anyway, here's my buddy here. I'm going to get off now. I'll get this video up later on today, but yeah, all the potatoes are in. Well, the first lot of potatoes in. What you been doing? Anything special?
I've just been potting on all my cabbage and my broccoli and...
Do you want to put all mine on?
No.
About this side at the moment. Right, I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. By the way, this is Mike from Potting Along. If you ever get a chance, get over there and check him out. He's always doing something. Oh, you like
Not
him?
recently.
Well, he's done a lot of videos on winemaking and stuff like that, though, and cooking.
Yeah.
Check him out. Anyway, we're out of here. Stay safe, and bye for now.